What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another movie review. Today we're reviewing the film The Night. It's brought to you by IFC Films. It's going to be in theaters and on demand January 29th. Now, this is an Iranian-American psychological horror slash thriller film, and indeed it was, because, man, this is one crazy night for this family, or the things that kind of happens. And it's like super creepy, I'll say that. But the biggest thing that I liked about this film is the sound mixing. The chilling sounds really takes this film to the next level. So I enjoyed it for that notion. And like I will say, like the film continued to build and build and build. Because of the idea that it's a psychological thriller. It's taking your mind to places. You're trying to figure out what's all happening. At the same time, you're getting more and more invested into the characters. You're kind of turning on the characters at time. It's just a lot of things that kind of happens. And it is, I will say it's a slight slow burn, because I guess some of the events that kind of happened earlier, I was expecting a bigger payoff immediately, but things just build and progress. And I say that the ending left you not with a big wow, but again, it left you thinking. It left you still much more intrigued to wondering, like, wait a minute. It's like, to be honest, it's one of those like Inception type of things, because there is this whole a dream within a dream thing. So what's really reality that's happening with this? And I like it. I thought that was really cool. I also say that this film paid a lot of homage to other classics such as The Shining, which I thought is a really good aspect to take, because essentially what's happening in this film is that you have this couple and they have a 1-year-old daughter, and they were hanging out with their friends and they decided to call it a night. Something happened on the way home and they decided, what's best for us is let's get a hotel for the night. So they're in Los Angeles, and in this hotel, a bunch of crazy and creepy things are happening. They're being really haunted by, or maybe even cursed by, something supernatural and a black cat. So like all of the stereotypes that you could imagine, or superstitions that you could imagine are happening to them. And like, while I had a hunch what was kind of happening in the film, I overall wasn't upset with the outcome. Like I was like, okay, that's cool. But to be honest, the premise of this story is really about telling the truth. The horrors of telling the truth, and also how the horrors could set you free. So, but I say that, the two characters in here, Babak and Neda, I thought that they both had their challenges, and they also had their challenges together, solely and together. And it just was a crazy thing. And I think also what's kind of cool is that the daughter, how they say kids can see things. I also thought that throwing that in there in certain scenes, I thought was like really unique, because it wasn't like, look at the daughter looking at things. It was kind of like the daughter sitting in the back, and you kind of see the daughter eyes glancing around. You're just like, oh, something's happening. And I think with a film built with its strongest quality being the sound mixing, I think that, especially with how the ending kind of works too, we're all waiting for that moment. And I think that's really what this film did really well. So overall, I thought this film was really unique. I had a good time with it. I am just becoming more and more in love with horror films, and I just love when I see a horror film that just stands out differently. Again, it pays homage to movies like The Shining and so on, but like I also like how it stands. I think it stands on its own two feet, very unique, and I think people are gonna have a good time with this. But again, it's gonna be in theaters and on demand January 29th. The night. I'm about to say the knife. The night, folks. Check it out and let me know in the comments what you thought about this. And I'll catch you all very soon for another review.